Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got a post here that I want to share with you, and I just want to quickly discuss this as we are in the bull run. And I've been showing you quite a few videos of just like what analysts are saying and things like that, and giving you my personal opinion, just my opinion of what I think is plausible and what I think is not plausible, right? And so this is just something that I saw, and I just want to cover this because I'm just going to accept here and just give you guys, the real, like, I am just giving you my opinion. I want to be clear on that, but, there are reasons as to why I say these things, right? And so, this is just something I want to clear up. So we've got here a guy called Jai, J-A-I, and he says, HBAR can hit $5 this bull run. Wild predictions may come true. When I started out, ETH was only $250. And there was a guy on YouTube walking in the snow, in brackets literally, who predicted it will hit $1,000, and I didn't believe him. Look at ETH now. So, $5 HBAR is possible. Okay, cool. So, I want to discuss this, right? Do I think $5 HBAR is possible this bull run? I'm not banking on that whatsoever, guys. I'll be honest with you. For me, and look, this isn't me making predictions. I want to make this clear. I'm not in a position to make a prediction. So I'm not saying that this is what I predict will happen. For me, I'm just thinking like $1 or $2. Now, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying that that is what is going to happen. It might not hit $1, and it's possible it could go past $2. But for me, just based on my research and what I've seen and just where, HBAR is right now, that's what I think is more realistic. Now, again, I'm not giving any kind of price prediction, so please don't think that this is me telling you guys what is going to come. I really do not know. But look, the thing is with this, right? With talking about like $5 is possible this bull run. You've got to understand how all this works before you just throw things out like that. And the other thing that I really want to discuss is the whole thing of him mentioning, ETH was $250 and he got to $1,000. First and foremost, look, you've got to understand that when it comes to the way this all works, it's basically a matter of money goes into Bitcoin first. This is how a bull run typically works, right? Money goes into Bitcoin first, okay? Bitcoin rallies, which we've already seen, right? Bitcoin's got to $100,000 now. Very possible that Bitcoin can have another leg up. I think that's very possible, even potentially likely. And then that will be its top, right? The next leg up, I would assume, would be Bitcoin's top. That's just typically speaking from a historical point of view, right? Then what happens is you get alt season, and that's when the Bitcoin dominance drops. So what's that? Well, what that is then people have taken their money out of Bitcoin now. So what's happening is that Bitcoin's price is now starting to fall, but the altcoins are starting to go up in value, and now they're beating Bitcoin. Why is that? Well, basically people have taken their money out of Bitcoin and they're now looking at, hey, what other coins could I put money in to try and get some more money? And so they look and think, oh, look, Ethereum hasn't had a run up yet. Okay, let me put some money in Ethereum. Put some money in Ethereum. It goes up. Take the money out. Take the profit. Oh, what's next? Oh, XRP. Okay, let me put some money in XRP. Put some money in XRP. It goes up. They take the profit. What's next? Oh, HBAR. Let me put some money in HBAR. HBAR goes up. They take the money out. And so on and so forth, right? That's basically what an alt season rally is. Okay? And so what you've got to understand is, it's really going to come down to the value of what ultimately comes into the whole crypto space, not just HBAR, okay? Because a lot of the value that's going to be coming into HBAR is going to be ultimately coming from Bitcoin, right? And things like that. Now, look, the first thing I want to say, when Ethereum was around with $250, first and foremost, the first thing you've got to understand is there were way less cryptocurrencies out there in general. There's like over 20,000 different cryptocurrencies now. So what you've got to understand is the money is spread a lot more thin. And so it was a lot easier for cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and XRP to capture the kind of value that it did back in the day because there were way less options. So it was way easier for them to catch way more value. It's not as simple as that now. Okay. And so you've got to understand like how much value's got to go into the space for for HBAR to get to like $5. And two, you've got to understand that the money's not just going to be cycling into HBAR, right? And so, you know, when people talk about this kind of stuff, like, oh, you know, Ethereum was only $250, like another thing that people don't think about, because I've heard a lot of people say this about Bitcoin, like, oh, no one thought Bitcoin would hit, you know, like $100 or $1,000, and look where it is now. Yeah, that's cool to say, but you've got to understand that, like, there's big things here at play that change that, right? So, for example, your circulating supply. There's only, you know, with Bitcoin, there's only 20 million Bitcoins out there in existence in totality, something like that. That's very low, right? I don't think people really understand how low that is. And that's what helps with Bitcoin supply and demand for it to reach the kind of prices it does. Because it's a scarce asset. There's really not that many of them around, okay? Now, HBAR's circulating supply in totality, not like what's currently circulating, I mean in totality, is like 50 billion. There's a very big difference of 50 billion to 20 million, right? So Bitcoin is way more scarce than HBAR. And so it's way easier for Bitcoin to hit the kind of numbers that it has than it would be for HBAR, right? And so, you know, when you start getting into like Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies, you got to understand, like, you know, there are differences in terms of, you know, the circulating supply and things like that that are going to affect the price ranges for different cryptocurrencies. So just saying like, oh, ETH was this price and no one thought it would get to this price. Yeah, okay, cool. But first and foremost, you got to understand like the time frame of when this happened and, you know, what was the circumstances around it at that time? Like, how new was the crypto industry? Was this one of the only cryptos around at the time of a very few amount in, you know, totality? And also, like, what's the circulating supply like and things like that? There's like a lot of things in here to judge this by, rather than just saying, yeah, you know, I didn't think Ethereum would get to this number and it did. It's just not a strong argument for you belief to be falling on this, right? And so, look, I'm not here to like say this to like embarrass the guy or anything like that. The reason why I'm saying this stuff is just I'm trying to make you understand how this works, and so you can kind of take on board as to what you think is plausible or not. Now, look, if you guys still want to believe that HBAR can hit $5, hey, look, I'm not here to tell you what to believe or what not to believe. I'm giving you the information. What you do with this information is completely up to you. But $5, in my opinion, is a stretch. You know, like that to me, I'm not, to me, it's not on the cards. I'll be honest with you. Like, if it does hit it, I'd be, you know, really, I'd be over the moon. Obviously, I'd be greatly appreciative if it was to hit that kind of number, but I'm not even considering that kind of figure. I'll be honest with you. It's just way too high for where HBAR is now to get to like $5. The kind of like multiplier effect we're talking is just too significant in my opinion. So, yeah, like I'm just trying to show you this kind of stuff just because I know there's a lot of people out there who, look, I don't mean to say this in a disrespectful way, but they're not really doing their like thorough research for stuff like this. And so their thought process isn't really, it's not really understanding how crypto works, if you get what I mean. It's more just like hopium posts, like, oh yeah, you know, Bitcoin's got to $100,000, so why can't HBAR just get to $5? You know, and look, when I say this, I want to make this clear. I'm talking about this bull run, right? Like, I'm not saying that HBAR can't hit $5 at all. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just saying this bull run, this cycle right now that we're currently in, I don't see getting to $5 this cycle. And look, if I'm wrong, I will happily put my hands up. I'm being clear here when I tell you, like, I don't know for sure what's going to happen. I'm just telling you what I think is likely and what's not likely. To me, this isn't likely. Giving you my reasons why. So I'm not just saying it to just be negative because I'm a HBAR holder, but I'm just telling you like why I don't think it's that plausible. So up to you guys what you want to believe. But, you know, look, I think $5 to me personally, that's just not where my head's at. If it was to hit it, great, incredible, but I'm not even thinking like that because I just think that's way too high a figure, to be honest with you. So, just thought I'd share this with you because, as I say, you know, I understand when you're in the bull run, you get posts like this, and because like you are just seeing cryptos going up and you are seeing like HBAR going up, like you just start to believe anything's possible. Do you know what I mean? You get caught up in the dopamine rush, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to keep guys grounded and just, make you understand how this works so you can be a bit more realistic with your expectations. But make with this information what you will. That's completely your choice. It's just my opinion. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.